Hey guys, I'm maneuvering things around. Welcome back to OceanGemTaro. We are going to do live reads, and if nobody pops in the room, then we'll just do, a normal read. Is what it is. People have to work. I get it. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you guys. And let's see who comes in the room. All right, I had to adjust my phone. So I guess the notification just went out. So I'll give it a few more minutes. And then I'm going to do a normal read. We'll make it normal every day. And then we'll try again later whenever people get off work. All right. That's me. Go ahead and shuffle this up. Hey, Stacy. How are you? I'm so happy that you came in the room. I am getting everything shuffled up at the moment, or I'm finishing up. Would you like a live? Happy Valentine's Day to you. Are you doing anything special today? I know this whole camera is shaking all over the place. Neither am I. I'm enjoying the quiet while my spawn are off at school, and then I don't know. They said later on we might get like tornado type weather, so like that's kind of fun. I dig it. I know I'm odd. I honestly, let me tell you a story. So, like, I order my groceries online, right? Hey, Honcho, how are you? Would you like a live? I'm going to tell a funny story real quick, and then I'll get you after Stacy. Let me write that down. And then if you guys have like personal questions, here, let me put it in the chat real quick. It is like $10 if you have like specific questions. You think I'd be more prepared, huh? One second. If I don't make typos. Sorry for all the silence. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, there's that. Hey, Davey. Hey, Tony. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. If you guys are wanting to read, let me know. I'm going to tell my funny Valentine's Day story of how I forgot Valentine's Day real quick. And then I'm going to read from Miss Stacy B. Okay, so I forgot it was Valentine's Day because, like, I'm cool like that. And, kids, they have to have, like, the little Valentine's Day cards and all that jazz. Well, my older two don't, but my youngest one does. But I always get them anyways because, why not? So anyways, I go to Walgreens. They didn't have anything. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. And normally I order my groceries online, right? Because I don't like the crowds of people because like I absorb everybody's energy and I can feel it. And it makes me like kind of want to vomit. So I go into Walmart And all I hear is like, dun, dun, dun. And I'm going in, right? And I'm with my best friend. And I'm looking for the Valentine's Day. And there's so many cars in the parking lot. I'm like, what are all these people doing here? Don't they know they're supposed to be at home? So we go in and I go down the candy aisle because, Valentine's Day candy, whatever. There's nothing but like individual stuff. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll get Smarties, right? So I got 3 bags of Smarties. And then I'm like, well, I guess I should get something because I need to find the candy hearts, right, for my kids and get them each one. And so I go and I ask somebody at the Valentine's Day aisle and she tells me where it is. So I go across to the other end of the store and there's all these people. There's so many dads behind their kids and their kids are like, just going through and they're shopping. There's nothing, like everything is gone. There's no Valentine's Day cards that kids pass out. There is nothing. I found the candy hearts. No clue what price there is because everything is thrown everywhere. I'm guessing the barren aisle because there was nothing on it. A whole aisle just completely barren. That's probably where all the kids' cards were. And then there's all the last minute people like me, like with their kids, and they're trying to figure it out, right? So there was nothing. So I got Smarties and I found their hearts and there's so many people. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so many people and people are looking at me weird. So yeah, and then there's this one dad. He's super cool, right? He's buying a ton of the little small candy hearts, like the dollar ones, and they're counting them out. And I was like, oh man, you're the cool dad, right? I was like, you're the parent that everybody loves. Not me. I forgot it was Valentine's Day. Kudos, dad. Epic mom fail on my part. And then I'm walking down, I'm still trying to find these things and, I'm overwhelmed. And then I'm just walking and I'm kind of talking to myself and my friend's walking behind me. And I was like, this would drive you to drink. And then this lady bust out laughing and everybody's laughing at me for everything I'm saying because I'm just talking out loud with like randomness and like overwhelmed and I can feel everyone, right? And then like I see some dude and then I see like a spirit and I was like, hey, your husband's behind you. She's like, what? My husband? I was like, he passed away? Yeah, he's with you and your kids right now. And I looked at my friend, I was like, I really need to get out of here. And then my heart's like pounding and I can feel everybody's energy and people are laughing at me and looking at me strange. And I looked at the other lady that was laughing at me. I was like, you're going to go home and drink a beer, right? She goes, sure am. I was like, that sounds good. So that's my Valentine's Day epic fail because I forgot it was Valentine's Day until last minute. Yeah. Kudos to mom. So I gave the Smarties to my kids and they're like, well, what is this for? I'm like, just give everybody 2. There's enough. Tell them happy Valentine's Day. So there's no cards like anywhere in Walmart or Walgreens for children to pass out. It's my epic fail. Hey, Boozy. All right. Beezy, are you wanting a read? Tony, are you wanting a read? And Davey, are you wanting a read? And then if you guys are wanting like exact questions or just a general like exact questions or $10 via Cash App, there's also in the description Venmo and PayPal if you guys prefer that. Yeah. Cash App's up at the top of the chat. Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right, I'm going to shuffle these. That was my crazy story. It was a lot funnier in person than as I told it, but I was kind of trying to rush it along. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the cards as I pull them out because I know this is a weird... I have it elevated. It is what it is. Okay. What do we have for Stacy Bean? What is it that Stacy needs to know? You have positive movement forward. Stacy. You have victory and success. Ooh, I'm excited for you, Stacy. I see you, Davey. I got you down. You have triumph and success. Look at that. And on the bottom of the deck, rest and rejuvenation. Accelerated motion and harmony. That's exciting. I feel like I'm squished, like I have no room. And part of it's because of this cord. All right. I feel that once you rest, you're going to realize that things are moving forward. I feel like you feel that things might be kind of stuck or not moving along as quickly as you would like them to be. But it's very, I don't know, it's very positive. I see like there is like you're going to be, I hear screaming from the rooftops. I don't know, it looks like you're praising like, hallelujah, thank you. Like this is exactly what I needed. Like it's going to come in exactly what you needed when you needed it. And it's going to be like very triumphant. I feel that it's like you cut off something that you weren't supposed to. I feel like you're also using your words. Something with what you're speaking is going to end up, I heard like accumulating something you're working on. I'm going to dig into the tarot now. You've been stressed out or burnt out. Is your job burning you out? I just heard something has to give. Oh, that flung out. There's something that's going to have a breakthrough. It's going to be in your home life. I feel like you feel like you're not being supported somehow because it came out sideways, but you're going to be celebrating. Maybe it's a relationship. I'm not sure. Or maybe that might be what you're wanting, but I kind of feel like it's more like stability wise, something coming up that you've been working for, but you just feel like it's not moving forward, like moving forward quick enough. And we have the Queen of Cups. Show yourself a little kindness. Don't be so hard on yourself is what I just heard. Because, I mean, sometimes you just need to meditate and just kind of shut off the world for a moment and like take a nap. Love you, Tony. We have Ace of Coins sideways. Then we have the World. But it was like slightly in reverse. Like there's some kind of, I don't know, lack of closure or something that doesn't feel like it's complete. Something's lacking. Does that one come out? And we have the Ace of Cups. I need more table room. Let me see if I can scoot this back without dropping my computer in the floor. If this thing crashes, you know why. But I need more room. Oh, that was a Nine of Swords reversed. I'm sorry. I forget that you guys can't see the table with it this high. I might need to change it. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to change the view. And then we also have the Four of Swords. That's like two different cards saying that you need to take a rest. Like I think it's a mental break. You need to stop stressing and just go with it. I know that's easier said than done. And then we also have the Seven of Wands. All right, let's get into this. Solid as a rock. Questions are $10 via Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. My Cashapp is in the thing. You are able to ask a specific question, or you can have a general that's free. It's up to you. All right, Stacy. So I feel that there is like, after you rest, there is going to be like, you're going to see the movement that is coming in, right? I feel like you're really stressed out, burnt out, like you need to delegate tasks out is what I see. But I do see that there's new opportunities coming on. Like you're going to be given, like, it's kind of like a gift. It's going to be like a new opportunity for prosperity. But at the moment, you may feel like you might have lost opportunity or lost a chance, or possibly like something with like maybe something or someone might have been a bad investment. Maybe you need to reach out to somebody, like ask for help if possible. But if not, I also feel like you're going to start feeling hopeful. Like you're going to see the hope coming in. You're going to start noticing that movement forward. You just got to kind of like do a mental reset. But I do see that it's going to be very successful. Like you're going to be like, have that, you can be like, oh, thank you. Like that is what I see, like what a blessing. Because then here with the 4 of Wands sideways, it's like, you're going to see it. Either there's going to be something coming in, you're going to be working with somebody else, but you're going to be celebrating somewhere. There's going to be like a celebration within your home, I feel. And this could be like you, or if you have kids, like celebrating, or maybe you and your fur babies, if you have fur babies. But I feel like there's something in there that's like you're not getting enough support, and so it's making you kind of like conflicted, but you're going to have a celebration, so don't worry. I feel that you have like, maybe there's something that's incomplete, it's making you feel empty. Maybe it's a lack of closure, but just remember, like, closure is within us. Like we are our own closure. You can't get closure from somebody else. So if that's the situation, then just know that it's time to move forward, and don't look for closure in somebody else. Closure comes from healing within, in like all situations, really. And then like under that, we also have the 4 of Swords. So that's the 4 of Swords. You kind of had twice. It's telling you, honey, you need to rest, like restore yourself. It'll like kind of like make ideas pop in your head from what I'm seeing. Like you're going to see it coming through, and you're going to be really triumphant. Just stay calm, especially with the Queen of Cups. You need to stay calm, stay composed, right? Stay in that queen energy, right? Like, all right, I'm good. I know I'm good. It's going to pull through. And then I also feel like there's going to be like, you're going to have this intuition, like, that everything going to be okay. But at the same time, you're still like stressed out. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? Is what I see. And it's just kind of like one of those conflicting energies where you try to like calm yourself. You're like, okay, everything's going to be fine. And like you have this overwhelming knowing that everything's going to be okay. But at the same time, you still have those stresses around you that you try to like subside, right? I see like you're trying to possibly when you manifest, and you know that you don't want to bring in those negative energies. So you try to stay out of that lower vibration, or when you feel anxiety, like breathe it out, or maybe you need to just to calm those nerves. But it's like, that everything's going to be okay. But at the same time, anxieties keep arising. But it's like you need to rest, and you need to rest. But at the same time, when you lay down, you're like, like you feel kind of like you can't breathe. But I see you popping above the water. It's like you're swimming, right? And you're just like, you see the top line, but you can't get above the water. But I see you popping through the water and breathing. But also, like with the 7 of Swords here, it's kind of like you're just trying to maintain control over it. But don't get defensive, is what I just heard. Like, don't be defensive. You can maintain control without being defensive. And I feel like it's trying to maintain control of your own emotions and feelings, because you have this overwhelming sense of one thing that is going to be okay. But yet on the other instance, you keep getting hit with anxiety because it's the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen or how it's going to come through. But I do see like there's like wish upon a star, especially with the accelerated motion. It's kind of like you're wishing upon a star, but I see that wish coming true. And I feel that you're going to be like in harmony. Like that hope is coming in, that peace is going to come in with you, right? Sometimes you might need to kind of withdrawal, or maybe you are kind of withdrawal from other people at this point in time, but that's just because you're building a strong foundation and you're going to achieve the goals that you're setting out and you're working for. I feel that you're being polished, but make sure you don't just sit there and suffer in silence. Sometimes you need to open up and talk to somebody. If you have somebody close to you can trust, that way you're not kind of like causing your own mental conflict that's not really there, because it's like sometimes when you speak out what it is that you're thinking, then clarity comes through, because it's like you're speaking out your thought process, you know? But I do see like it's going to be really good. I see, I just heard you had a heart of gold, but don't sit there and feel like it's not going to come in, because what this is, I feel that it is going to come in. Just make sure you're balanced with the King of Swords here, or King of Cups. Like your emotional and your headspace, make sure it's balanced. But I feel that's what you're trying to do, is like maintain emotional control, because it's like you don't want to jump off the deep end, even though things are overwhelming right now. But there is going to be a new opportunity that is coming in towards you. You just got to keep, like, don't feel like it's lost, you know, because that card is sideways, because you are going to be celebrating. And just maintain self-control, and its success is coming in here with the Chariot. So that's really positive. And I feel like you're going to be really excited and you're finally going to be free, right? I feel like you might be moving or making decisions to move. I feel like whatever you're doing, you are moving forward with the Two of Wands here. I feel like you have something that you're planning and you're working on. Just make sure you maintain control with the balance, because you have that. And you also have the King of Cups, which is balanced between its emotions and its mind. Whatever it is, just make sure what you're doing, there's an equal balance here. Because then you also have like security coming into you with the Queen of Coins. So whatever this is, I mean, don't be restless, right? Because the thing is, it's coming in. I feel that it might have something to do with money, and just things kind of being rocky at the moment. And you just kind of like working your ass off, and you feel just kind of overwhelmed, just like exhausted, right? So you just need to rest a little bit. And then that'll like gain the clarity and kind of rejuvenate you. Because what this is, it is coming in. You're going to be successful and you're going to be triumphant. Yeah, I dig it. So that's what I have for you, Stacy. Hey, Quicksilver. Yeah, it does have something to do with that. I can definitely see it, because there's a lot of like emotional withdrawal and being conflicted. You're not content with it. You're trapped in fear. Like you're stuck in your head about it. You don't know what to do. You need to trust your third eye, because you've gone through a transformation and a new beginning is coming, to get more in depth. So trust your intuition. Don't doubt yourself. People are exes for a reason. They don't want to, like, a lot of times you think about the good things, but yet you got to trust the actions over, okay, somebody showed up with flowers. You know what I mean? And the fact that somebody's going to show up with flowers on Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day is kind of cliche. It's because a lot of people feel like they're lonely around Valentine's Day, which, I mean, I don't really get it, because, you know, Valentine's Day is a celebration of a Christian called Saint Valentine's, and he was a martyr. Like, he died. And so that's why they celebrate, because he died over his faith in Christianity. And they ended up like killed his son, and one of the people that he helped this guy's son, and this guy like converted to Christianity because he ended up saving his son. He healed him, right? But then the king or whatever ended up killing him because of this. So, I mean, it's kind of a weird holiday to celebrate. So yeah, that was over like in the Rome area. I don't know. It's weird. TMI, right? But I feel that you already know what it is that you need to do. Just follow your intuition. As that's multiple confirmations on that one. Oh, thank you, Tony. I appreciate you. Okay, Let's see here. We also have Quicksilver. Are you wanting to read Silver? Then is Solid as a Rock. Are you wanting a general? All right, Tony gave a donation, so I'm going to pop him up to the top real quick. I'm going to get these cards shuffled up so they're nice and mixed up. I feel like I'm missing the conversation. Oh, it's no worries. Love you, Tony. I'm about to do your read. I'm shuffling up the cards real quick. I just finished Stacy. I feel like I can't see. I'm half blind. My phone is going off and going off and going off and going off. My eye itches. Sorry, just getting everything nice and mixed.
Receptors armed. Ready to arm.
Somebody might be letting down their defenses, considering my thing just came off, and that might not be a bad thing. Oh, thank you, Stacy. I appreciate you. Aw, you guys make me feel so loved. I feel like I have a card that's upside down in my deck. All right, let me clear the energy, and I'm going to read for Mr. Tony. If I can get it to light. So is anybody going out for Valentine's Day? That would be exciting. Okay, ready to go. I know I have messed up what I was doing. Let's see. Okay. Let me get back where I can see the comments because, you know, your girl's blind. Oh, you and Davey are going to dinner? That's exciting. Tell me what you eat. Send me a picture. You know I'm a foodie. All right. What do I have for Tony? I'm going to uncross my legs. We have awareness. Discontent and boredom. Choose wisely. Let it fall directly over the universe. And then material harvest. All right, that's a lot. Let's see. I feel like you're really tapping into like your personal awareness here. I see like you're opening up, like connecting with spirit. But I also feel like you're kind of maybe bored. I see you like twiddling your thumbs, like, all right, when is this big, huge thing going to happen? But the universe is giving you choices and they're divinely guided. But this is somehow going to bring you into like some type of material harvest. But somebody's going to be kind of like, or somebody is envious of you. I'm not sure why, but somehow you're going to get like a reward. Maybe it's a reward from spirit. Or maybe you're getting recognized for a job well done, is what I just heard. But just keep following your intuition and be patient and keep planning. Because whatever this is that's coming into you that you're bored with and you have these different options, then it is being guided by the universe and it is going to bring you in money. Just keep following your intuition here. But I feel that you kind of need to be, I don't know. I feel like you're being really patient, honestly. And I feel like you're really planning things out because there's a lot of choices and decisions that you're trying to make here. And I don't know, it's going to bring in like this financial material change. But again, be patient. I heard, be patient, young grasshopper. Who's going to do the tarot? Kind of feel like that kind of already told you everything. But we need to dig in. Oh, there's Rufus. I have a friend and he's my squirrel friend and his name is Rufus. And he's sitting at the door. My back door is glass and he's looking in because normally we have conversations and stuff. But normally I open my room door. I have the Hangman. Maybe you need to talk to squirrels, Tony. We have strength in reverse, but we also have 3 of coins. Like you're going to end up working with a team, but you just don't see it yet. But you're making a plan because you want a strong team around you. But the people that you need around you is going to be guided by the universe, and you're going to have them there. It's going to end up working out just as it should, and it's going to fall in like everything's. I see everything falling in alignment. It's kind of like it's like you know how you build. This is what I see. You know, like when you're kids or whatever, some adults did, but you have like a bunch of dominoes, right? And you set them up in a line with all these trinkets and like all this different type of setup. Like I see like kind of like a scale and like there might be a ball or something, but I mean, this is like metaphorical, but you know how you set them all up, you have everything perfectly aligned, right? I feel like that is exactly what you're doing. You're getting everything perfectly in a line, exactly how you want it. And if it's not perfectly in a line, exactly how you want it, you will not move forward. Because the thing is, you want this domino line, like you want the pieces of the puzzle, the pieces of like the network that you're working on, they have to fall perfectly in line to get you to where you want to be. And you're not going to settle for anything less. That way when you knock over that first domino, it goes and it has that domino effect and it goes around in a circle and it goes up the obstacles and down. That way, you know, your ending result is exactly how you want it and it falls perfectly in place. It's like really meticulous energy. We have the 8 of coins. Holy moly. We have the Page of Swords. but it kind of fell out sideways. So I'm going to take it sideways. We have the Two of Coins, but it is reversed. Just heard shuffle the deck. One more time. Something that you don't want to be disappointed in. And we have the Moon and also the Nine of Wands. But then we have the Queen of Wands on the bottom. All right, so let's jump into this. I'll go back and look at the comments here in a second. As you meditate, the answers are going to become clear. I feel that's what you're bored in. That's what you're discontent. It's not coming quick enough, or you're not able to sit still long enough because he's like, so he's just kind of like leaning in. It's like he's kicking his feet, twiddling his thumbs, like, do, I'm here, I'm meditating. All right, I'm bored. And I just heard, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So it doesn't have to be a long time that you sit there and meditate. But it's going to be, your answers are going to come, right? They're not going to all come at once, but they're going to come. You're going to have a lot of choices to make. These are being guided. Look up the meaning of different birds that you see, because I heard birds are golden. So it's kind of like you can have this way, you can have the hard way, you can keep going straight forward, you can veer off this way, you can bring love into the situation, but it's kind of like you're sitting there, and even in this, he's sitting there and he's meditating, right? The answers are going to come. The answers are going to come. I just heard again, the answers are going to come. And these answers are the answers from the universe and from God that's being brought to you. And somehow there's going to be like a material, it's going to be very fruitful. It's a material harvest. You're going to be, I heard, it's like growing an orchard. It's going to bloom. You're going to eat of your fruit, right? I feel right now you're just kind of, with the Hangman, it's like you're just kind of like stuck, and you need to release yourself, right? In order, whenever you go into this state, you need to release yourself and quit doubting yourself, especially with the Strength in reverse. Don't doubt that things are going to happen or not come because you feel like you're not in a meditative state long enough. And I just heard it again. I'm not here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time, right? And then I have with the Queen of Coins, uncross my legs, that there's somebody here or something you're going to be building with. It's like teamwork makes the dream work is what I just heard. Collaborating with, bouncing your ideas off of them. So you're really doing your due diligence, and this is like a passion, right? This is a strong passion of yours, and you're working hard at it. You're being very meticulous, like the dominoes. Everything has to fall in its place. Every piece has to be ready before I go. I see you're really like kind of like restless, and you're curious, and like this is where you're spending your mental energy. Like it's not coming quick enough, but this is what I need. And you're just slowly getting a little piece of the puzzle, but it's like kind of like being given to you, and you're following the breadcrumbs, but you just haven't gotten there yet. But you have to have it all perfect, right? So like I feel that somebody you've interacted with is all talk, and you know that somebody's like kind of maybe been kind of deceptive towards you or tried to manipulate you. And I feel that this is something that you cut off, right? You no longer want to give that your mental energy. And I feel that that's kind of like what makes you restless. But at the same time, you're curious about what it is that you're doing, right? I feel like you feel that you're not balanced right now. Like things are disorganized. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're ready to just say, fuck it, I quit. But yet you're not. You want every domino in its spot. It has to be perfect. This is what I just heard. Somebody said you're a chip off the old block. Somebody in your past that passed away was the same way. Left side of the body, goosebumps. So I don't know. I feel like you just feel it's really disorganized, right? But if you keep following your intuition, I just heard the unclear will become clear. Your subconscious is being cultivated right now to give you the answers, right? It's like you're training yourself to do something new. And that new is giving in, sorry, something just popped up, giving you in these new answers, right? It's like I heard the cow jumped over the moon. You're going to jump over the moon. Like you're going to get it. And it's going to be amazing. I think this is where this like kind of envious energy comes in, because people are going to see you and be like, how the hell did he jump over the moon? That's impossible, right? But nothing is impossible is what I just heard. You need to just kind of keep being resilient and keep standing your ground. It's kind of like he who laughs last laughs first, all in one. I feel like you're going to be laughing, but it's like not laughing of being I'll show you, like an arrogance or a kind of give you the finger type of way. But a laughing is like, ha, I knew this would happen. I knew I could do it. Right? It's like you still held your ground no matter what anybody might say, or, you know, things that people try to put in your ear. Right? It's like you see behind the mask is what I heard. And like I can see it, like somebody's just like, you see behind it the mask that people portray, you know, when they're not true. But this is whatever this is like that you are working on, it's going to bring in like a reward from like God's going to reward you, right? Because you're putting in the work. I feel that's also a reward within your senses and getting you where you're working on and where you want to go. But sometimes you have to let go and open up and be okay with not understanding everything, because you're only meant to understand what you know and understand what like you're being given to understand, and then you slowly gain more. So be okay with where you're at, because you're still making forward progress, but you're going to end up being like, you're going to have a huge recognition here. But it's all just make sure you just keep following your intuition, because you know what to do. You are being guided. Keep being patient. I see you planning, right? And there's just like all these choices that are coming in, but it's going to bring in a huge financial change. And we have like patience again twice. I know I already went over this stuff, but it's like you're moving forward to have that firm foundation, and you're going to be moving on. I feel like something you're doing, you might be moving on eventually, and like, fuck it, I quit, and walking out of your job, because you're going to have a huge financial base coming in with something that you're working on, or like a new passion, a new hobby, a new career path. But at the same time, it's kind of like everything has to be in its place. But don't give up yet. Don't feel like things, don't doubt yourself, because you're on the right path, right? Stay determined, keep going for your passion. Don't let don't let like anxieties get in your way. Don't feel like it's hopeless, because it's not hopeless, because the fruits of your labor are going to pay off with the 9 of coins, right? It's going to be like your rewards are coming in. You're going to be really happy. And again, with the birds, like everything's going to be golden, like rays of sunshine. I just heard, I got sunshine on a cloudy day. And you're just walking away from everything that's like disillusion. You're leaving it behind, I feel. This could be like people you might be leaving behind, but there's going to be a partnership again and a union, and it's going to come in. It's going to be beautiful. It's like going to be complete harmony. Just keep being strong. Don't give up on it, or don't think that you're just like, it's over, because it's not over. Because I even see it. Like, you might be like, fuck it, I quit, but you haven't quit. You're putting your dominoes in a row so it can have the perfect effect that you want when it gets done. And that's what I have for you, Tony Boo. All right, Lisbeth. Hey, baby. Hey, Sierra. All right, let me see. Was Quicksilver wanting a read? Does anybody know if she's still in the room? And then we also have what, Sierra. Hello. So if you're wanting to read, let me know. And then Lisbeth. So, all right, let me get these cards mixed up. Somebody might be having joint issues in their elbow because like my elbow's achy, or maybe your elbow aches whenever like a storm's coming in. If you take ibuprofen, it'll relieve it because it'll reduce the swelling. It's something with like the tendons in the elbow. Like you might have injured it at one time, or maybe you did. I don't know. That's for somebody. All right. Now that song stuck in my head. I got sunshine on Saturday. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Hey, Smiley. All right, next up, we are going to do Honcho, and then Davey, then Beezy, then if Silver's wanting a read, let me know it'd be her, and then Sierra, then Lisbeth. Smiley, are you wanting a read? Smiley days. I like that name. I dig it. Okay, Tony, have a good day. Happy Valentine's Day. Love you too. Thank you, Tony. You have a wonderful night as well. All right, shuffling for Honcho. And I'm going to clear the energy before I do your read. Honcho. Thank you, Davey. I appreciate you being here and helping me out. Keep getting told, uncross your legs. Energy has to flow. All right, let's clear this energy. I'm going to move on to the next one. I probably should figure out a quicker process, huh, guys? But it's my process. Everything has to be good and mixed up. Maybe I'm OCD. I don't know. I just feel like the energy has to be all mixed up. No, it's not. I don't want your read to be the same, but if it's not your read, because then nothing's mixed up properly. You know? I'm drowning myself. Oh my gosh. I can't breathe. I guess there's a lot of energy that needs to be cleared. All right. My comments aren't moving. Is that me or is it just nobody's talking? All right. Ugh, ready to go. Something for honcho. What is it that honcho needs to know? I'm dropping things. Thank you, Stacy. All right, here we go. What is it that the honcho needs to know? Spirit guides, guardian angels, and ancestors. Whoa, that flew out. You're going through a huge transformation. I feel like it just started, like it came out of nowhere, just, and you're like, oh, wow. We have transformation. We have spiritual strength. We have wisdom. On the bottom, heartache and loss, victory and success, crown chakra, financial material change, authority and destiny. I feel like you might have been heartbroken. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like right now, but in the past. And that's what's brought on this huge change within you because you realize the steps that you need to take to move on. I feel like I heard I'm turning into a beautiful butterfly. Butterflies might be significant to you, or it's just a huge transformation. And now you're a butterfly and you're ready to soar. I feel that you're being held up, like your spiritual strength is really strong now, right? And it's like held up the roof. You know, like it's this whole weight that's been on your shoulders has been lifted off your shoulders is how I feel. But that's your guides and your guardian angels that have been with you. I feel like you've gained a lot of wisdom and now you know it's like you're walking in the sunshine, right? I feel that people also look up to you. I feel that you've gained knowledge to guide others that have gone through a similar situation. And that's what this transformation is for. But it came on with like a huge heartache and loss here, right? I feel that you're becoming very successful, or maybe you're going through this now. I feel like you're need to clear out your crown chakra, or you already it's something inside you is released that you needed to release and it set you free. But also with what this is, it's going to bring on like a financial change as well. Honcho. Transformation, spiritual strength, and wisdom. Excuse me. Somebody doesn't want you to realize that your words are powerful. Like somebody doesn't want you to realize that this transformation's come up for like you're being guided. They don't want you to be able to speak your truth, or maybe you are, and somebody's like, don't say that. Because I also have here the 9 of Wands, but it's sideways, right? I feel like you're really like kind of unsure of other people's motives with this transformation. It's kind of like you've learned how to take up a stand and stand up for what you believe in and stand up for yourself, especially if people's motives aren't true. And I feel like this is part of this transformation, learning how to speak your truth, but not kind of like in a rude way. Like whenever you get like defensive or like somebody does you wrong, you're just like, rah. But it's just kind of like, you know, you realize how people are and you can just be like, look, dude, you know, and speak your truth, and it come from a place of wisdom. to help guide others, even if they don't like what they hear. I feel like they might be coming back to you and being like, you're right. I feel like you have a nice sense of self-control, kind of like discipline here with the Chariot, and that's what's come in from this transformation. It's like kind of like a sense of self, and you're being very successful at it. Like somehow this is like bringing on a great deal of success towards you that you're going towards. So we have the Page of Coins, and it's in reverse. Or don't get lazy because you're coming, like you get ahead, and don't get like too comfortable. Don't get lazy because you're moving forward or you're now ahead of where you were. Keep putting in the work. Holy bejesus. That flung out. You're taking major action with the Knight of Wands. Like you are going somewhere. You are being fearless in it. You don't care what anybody says. I feel like you also need to, like, don't lash out in anger, because you might have in the past, or possibly now that's what you're learning to control. It might be your anger, because that came out with the fury, right? But you can also, like, you can take action when it comes to following your heart here with the Knight of Cups. It's kind of like you can follow your heart in an idealistic way. It's like you create your safe space, right? And be fearless in it. But at the same time, if something doesn't go perfectly, or somebody says the wrong thing, don't be quick to anger. Just sit down and have a calm conversation. Because sometimes, especially if you are in a relationship or possibly dating somebody, still keep putting forth the effort, especially towards communication. Keep those lines of communication open. It doesn't matter how long you've been with somebody. You still need to have those lines of communication, because if you lose those communication lines, then that's where like fears come in. That's where doubt comes in. That's whenever you don't feel like you don't have that safe space. And then we have Page of Swords. Like you feel like people, whenever that happens, it's kind of like you feel like somebody is deceptive towards you. It's you don't have a safe space. That's when like ideals pop in your head that aren't necessarily your own, or not necessarily what's really going on. It brings up old insecurities from things that might have happened in the past, right? And then we have the Nine of Cups sideways. It's kind of like it takes your joy, right? It makes you discontent and makes you not satisfied. But at the end, like if you're able to talk and communicate clearly with people, then that creates that safe space. And this goes in like no matter what instance, even with like kids and things of that nature, or in your job environment. It's like you have to create a safe space for people to come and talk to you. And I feel that, don't be easy to anger. That way people know that they can come talk to you. Because if they don't feel like they're able to communicate clearly with you, and then, if somebody can communicate with you and talk to you and you're not quick to anger, then the resolution can be found within the situation. And possibly the situation might come out in the beginning being worse than what it is, and it really not be that big of a deal. But if you lash out instead of like listen, then nothing gets solved. It just creates more chaos, right? But I feel that this transformation is coming like within that, like being kind of like a better listener. Like you've learned, you're wishing, you're from your intuition, you have this wisdom, right? Like you're growing your spiritual strength, right? I feel that that's kind of like what this is, what it came from, It's kind of like you lost in something, like you lost something, right? And that something hurt you. But the reason why it hurt you is so that you can come into this realization and this transformation to be like, okay, so what is it that I can work on to make sure that this doesn't happen again, or create like a common ground to where, there is open lines of communication. But I see like you having a sharp breakthrough of clarity here with the Ace of Swords. And it's like, now you know this. Like you have a sharp mind. You know what you need to do, the things that you've worked on. And I feel that this could like be a transformation that's happening now, or it could have already happened, but it's going to be an amazing breakthrough. And then also with creating that could be what's bringing in this financial change as well, right? Because now people can speak to you and they know that, okay, well, I can talk to you about this. And in return, that makes your team, the communication is open. So your team builds, it makes you more productive. It brings in more money. It makes you more fruitful, right? And that way you can expand. I feel like you're going to be feeling like free. Like you're exciting. It's like you're going on a new adventure here. And it's kind of like the world's a brighter place is what I just heard. Do we have anything else? Yeah, and I feel like this all happened because you have the Six of Swords and it's in the reverse here. It's like you got rid of that unresolved issues are now like kind of resolved. You got rid of it, like emotional baggage, you got rid of it. And emotional baggage can come from like working in a shitty work environment, or having a crappy boss, or going through a shitty relationship, or going through a crappy family dynamic, right? It can bring on emotional baggage. But what's going to clear all that out is having that safe space and open lines of communication, and making sure like you're not quick to anger, but you're easy to listen, and you speak out of wisdom, not haste. You know, I feel like sometimes you just got to rest. Like keep doing your due diligence, keep working going forward, and be like persevere through this. Cause I feel like your guides, they got your back. There's somebody like, I got your back, man. Come on. Like you're doing good and you're working forward, and this is all positive. Like you've accomplished a lot. And I feel like you're releasing those burdens. You're not taking on the the responsibility of everybody else. You're no longer taking on everybody else's burdens. You're like released from that. Like you can be a listening ear without taking on people's problems. It's kind of like, instead of taking it all on, talk it out, right? And then there's like a common ground that can be found, or a new way to do it, right? That way you're not taking all the responsibility to fix something. And I feel like this is going to be like, it's going to bring in like more planning, or kind of like leaves decision making. Sometimes you have to delegate it out, right? And so that way those decisions, like everything's not on you. You can delegate things out, especially if it's in the workplace, or like, don't be hasty to make the quick decisions, because you can talk it out and figure out kind of like a new way. It's like a good balance between your heart and your head here with the King of Cups, like emotional control, regaining emotional control, or gaining it in general. That way you don't feel like defeated, or you don't feel like you're like always feeling like crap, like just the weight of the world is on your shoulders, right? Because this is what's going to bring in healing. It's creating that safe space, not being quick to anger, not being hasty to jump, right? And so that way, you know, you can just keep going with this ambition, right? Also, like, don't be sneaky. Talk it out. You don't have to be sneaky in situations. Just, you know, talk it out. Work on like maintaining control of yourself and not being defensive. And that's when you're going to be like, the sun is joyous, it's prosperous. Like the things that you want are going to come in. You're going to grow in your financial areas that you're working on. You might get a promotion because you're not hasty, like you're not quick to jump, but you're using that wisdom that you gained from the situation that you went through. And it's going to bring like a really kind of like joyous atmosphere, and you're going to be very successful, right? I feel like, you know, it's divinely guided here with the star. It's like you're going to have a rejuvenated sense of hope and faith and everything around you. I heard it's going to be glorious. And you're also going to have like a lot of different like choices and things of that nature. And these choices could be like really wonderful. Like maybe the things that you're dreaming of are going to be able to come in. You're going to be able to do that. I feel like you might want to be like wanting to set a legacy, right? That's what you're working towards. But I feel that it's going to be, you know, guided, you know, especially with the Hierophant. It's like a lot of spiritual strength, a lot of wisdom. You're setting a legacy, working for your goals, setting different traditions in place. And I feel like there's also going to be like a nice unity here with somebody. Just keep standing there, that creative type energy. Keep your willpower strong, and look for inspiration in the small things around you, right? Show people a little bit of compassion, you know, make people feel comfortable. And I just heard rise up. Yeah, I dig it. That's what I have for you, Honcho. Yeah. Next we have Davy. We just finished Honcho. I'm going to do Davy. And then if BZ wants to read, let me know. I didn't see that. Hey, Raven. That's awesome, Honcho. Hi, S. Are you wanting a personal? Sorry. I didn't hear from Smiley if they wanted a personal. So I'm going to do, I'm not sure about BZ. I'm not sure about Quicksilver. You have Raven. Hey, Raven, are you wanting a personal? Unique Butterfly. We'll add you. And thank you, Davey, for putting that in. If you guys are just want a general or if you're wanting a specific question. As if you're wanting a personal read, let me know in the comments. I have you on the list. And I'm not sure if Quicksilver is wanting a read. I'm not sure if BZ you're wanting a read. And I'm not sure if Sierra was wanting a read. So if you guys can let me know in the comments, I'd greatly appreciate it because I have you on the list, but I'm just going to put question marks on it. And then when I hear from you, I'll add you. But right now we have Davey, then Lisbeth, then Raven, and then Unique Butterfly. What are you sorry about, Raven? You're so silly. Let me get these cards nice and mixed up and also clear the energy. You confused yourself? That's so funny. I guess that was a confirmation to you confusing yourself. All right, we have a Cashapp here. Let's see. Stacy Bryant. I don't know, my phone's going crazy. Stacy. All right, that one I'd already answered. That's just like a redo of the last one. Sorry, guys. Ah. I'm confused, Stacy B. Yes, with a question mark. Explain. I'm so lost in the conversation because I'm only seeing like bits and pieces. Oh, I see you, Davey. You're helping me out. Yeah. Something for Davey, baby. It is so windy. I know that was random. I have that song stuck in my head still. I got sunshine. So quiet here. I don't know what to do with myself. It's cold. It's in the 60s here. It's like 64, I think. Oh, it's almost damn near 70. It's 69 here. It's a pretty day. Where are you at again, Raven? I forgot. Ten of Cups just flipped over. You might be coming into ultimate happiness. All right, let me clear the energy. And we'll get going for you, David. Okay. I need to put on lip gloss because my lips feel dry. Ew. I just ate it. A glob of it just went like straight in my mouth. I'm gonna have like sparkly teeth. It's really gross. That was really gross. I can taste it. I feel like it's stuck on my teeth. Not cool. Note to self, buy flavored lip gloss. Yes, guys, please hit that like button. It helps the algorithm. Helps the channel grow. S, were you wanting a personal read, love? Okay. What do we have for Davy? What is it that she needs to know for most highest good? I feel like her overall energy is the Ten of Cups. It's like ultimate happiness. We have fulfillment of wishes, but it was sideways. Ooh, then I must fell off. I feel like, because Suffering in Silence came out, but it was like falling off the table. I feel like you were kind of like falling out of this energy. Like you're no longer sitting here suffering in silence is what I feel. I feel like you're falling out of that energy. Like it's no longer kind of where you're at. It's like something maybe you're coming out of from a situation that went on. I feel like you're really working towards the things that you want and like what is your wish fulfillment. Nobody else's, what's yours. And I feel like you're being more stern about it, because exactly how I said it. It's like, it's nobody else's. It's what I want. It's not what you want. It's what I want. But not like in a downloads, not in a, jerk type of way. And we have stand your ground, but it's sideways. And we have harmony, discontent, and boredom, but we also have moving on and being triumphant and material prosperity. There's also balance. Ooh, this is good. I feel that you're working on your wish fulfillment, right? But you're still not sure about it. It's like you want something harmony, maybe a union with somebody else, but at the same time, you want harmony within your family. You're coming out of that energy of no longer like suffering in silence. If somebody does something wrong towards you, it's like you let them know, but you're not doing it in a rude way. You're like coming out of being more like learning how to stand your ground and come into your own, right? Because it's like you're smelling the roses now. You have this wisdom that you're gaining on your journey, and you're becoming more enlightened, right? And so that's why you're falling out of this energy. But it also is kind of like sometimes you stand your ground, sometimes you don't. You don't want to hurt people's feelings or piss them off. But that's what this harmony is going to come in, right? Harmony is going to come in when you do. Like, you can stand your ground without being, a jerk. Right? And people have to respect that. That way you're not sitting here like kind of discontent. Might need to eat some Skittles because I just heard colors of the rainbow. And they're lighting up all on the bottom. Maybe somebody likes rainbows around you. Or your life is going to be full of rainbows and butterflies is what I see. Like, you're going to have your castle. You're going to be moving on towards this. Like, you're going to be recognized. You're going to be fulfilled. I just heard this song just popped in my head. It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men. And then, so you're going to be triumphant in your love life and your financial life, this material and spiritual prosperity. Like, dude, you are in New York. So maybe you're going to meet a rich man. Send me one if you do. And cross my legs. We have the Page of Swords. It came out more upright than like in reverse. I think you feel a lot of people are all talk, but yet you're curious on exploring your options and where you're going. I feel like you're really sitting in your mental energy of like, what it is that you want. It's like you're kind of curious, and like I see you like sticking your big toe in the water, like before you jump in the pool. It's like, is it warm? Is it too cold? It's like you're testing the waters here, right? I feel that with the Four of Cups in reverse, like you're choosing happiness. I feel like you're becoming more aware in who you are and what it is that you want, and you're being more accepting of yourself, and that it's okay to, if somebody's like upset, right? Because you're coming out of that energy of pleasing other people and putting yourself in harm's way. Harm's way being like mental energy or stress or anguish or being worried about, I hope I didn't make them mad. It's like you have to come out of that. The only reason why somebody would be mad when you tell them your truth, I mean, not if you're being like a total asshole, but but if you just tell them like, hey, no, I'm sorry, but I can't do it, right? Like, they're not going to be mad. Like, maybe you can reschedule depending on what it is, another date. Or if you're just not able to help, like, they would be understanding. And it's all kind of the way you come at it, right? But I feel even if they're not, it's not because of you. It's something within themselves that's not satisfied or upset or whatever. So it's kind of like, as long as you're happy and you're doing things that isn't, like, you're not being in malice, you're not coming from a heart of anger or being rude or being spiteful, right? If you're coming with loving energy and it's something that you can't do, then you just like, accept it, and they're going to have to accept it too. And I feel that that's what you're doing, because as long as you're not coming at somebody with like negative energy or being rude or being spiteful, it's okay to say no, right? So I feel that that's what you're coming over. You're learning how to stand your own ground, right? And that's what's going to bring in this harmony towards you and also towards your family. It's like you're accepting the things you can't, right? You're changing the things you change. And you're okay. Like you're choosing happiness, you're choosing yourself. And I feel that that's something that you've had a hard time in the past, like being aware of, like it being okay. It's kind of like, in some instances, you might feel like standing your ground, like it's kind of like, this is a new direction for you. And so you might feel that you're losing your direction, right? But in reality, it's kind of like you're moving towards your happiness, because even though it's in reverse, it's facing and it's going towards the ultimate happiness, like the Four of Cups, like choosing happiness and accepting, that you can't do everything and it is okay. It's okay to tell people no, right? So I feel like that's kind of like, it's like you lost your will to help others, or lost your will to do the things that you can't, because it's like you're learning how to take a ground and stand for your own happiness. And it's like that equal balance here with the Temperance. It's like it's guided. You're listening to your guides, listening to angels, listening to God. You're praying, like you're finding meaning in the things that you used to stress over. And it's like finding new meaning in different things, and finding new meaning in the ways that's going to make you happy in your life and the directions that you need to go, because you're finally following your heart and your intuition and where your soul needs to go, which is bringing harmony within your life, right? It's like walking that fine middle path. It's like you're not going extreme over here or extreme over here. It's that middle path here, that equal balance, right? And I feel that this is like, it's guided by spirit, because underneath, you're learning how to find your wisdom and follow your intuition. We have here with the High Priestess. And that's what's going to bring in like a rejuvenation of your hope and your faith, right? It's like your wish upon a star, your wishes are going to come true. It's guided, because that's the High Priestess and the Star card. So it's like, it's something, a lesson that you had to learn that hasn't been an easy lesson for you. But it's also something that like God has his hands all over, like spirit has his hands all over it, and is guiding you and giving you that intuition and putting your subconscious at ease, so letting you know that it's okay, right? And sometimes you also have to know it's okay to not be okay. Your feelings are valid, and people need to understand that. So if something makes you feel some type of way and you speak your truth because you're standing your ground, just remember, like, your feelings are valid. And if they can't accept that, then, sorry for them. Who cares if they get mad? Because this is your life, right? And I feel like you're being, like, you've gained the insight from like kind of going within. This is the Hermit, right? I feel like you've been kind of like talking to spirit more. I feel like maybe you've been meditating more, or guiding on your path. It's like you went and you've been asking for the things to do, but from going within, like kind of going in solitude, it's kind of like you've learned how to follow that fine middle path. It's like something that you had to learn how to do. I know a lot of people say it's easy, but sometimes it's kind of like you're redirecting your subconscious. And that takes a while to do, to retrain your subconscious from mannerisms that have been instilled in us since birth. Like maybe you were very anxious, and there's a lot of things going away. So you're a people pleaser, but that people pleasing way comes from growing up, like people like never wanting to make people mad, because maybe people around you were like really hasty, or maybe you're around people that might have been a people pleaser, or kind of like trained you. I know that sounds bad, but I don't mean it how it sounds, but that's the way you were brought up, is the way you were trained to think and to do, because you don't want to anger people. But learning how to do this is what brings in the sun, right? It's like you're going to be celebrating. It's bringing in happiness, because you're going to learn how to speak up for yourself and not being like, kind of not caring if people get mad, because it doesn't matter if they're mad if your heart's in the right place. I feel like this is a difficult choice for you, right? And you've had to cut people off that, maybe you were close to at one time, but you noticed that, hey, they're just not really good for you. It's like they drain your energy. They always need something. And if you don't bow to them right then and there, then they're pissed off and you're a shitty friend, right? But we're no longer doing that now. You're like, dude, you're like cyanide. I'm good. You're killing me. I just heard that song, killing me slowly. Because you're no longer like willing here with the Ace of Swords reversed. like Ace of Swords reversed. Like you're not gonna have your mentality. Like you're gonna not let people sit you in mental confusion and that chaos and that back and forth. Like it just works your nerves. It gives you anxiety. It's that constant pull of like, it's like it's brutal, and you're not going to be brutal to yourself, because letting somebody like mentally manipulate you in those ways, it's not kind, whether it's a friend or anything else. And people may pull the card like, you're my best friend, we've known each other for 15 years, and what? You're fucking toxic, right? So I feel like you're now like standing your ground and learning how to cut people off, no matter how long that you might have known them, even if it's family members. Like you're able to set your boundaries, but do it in kind of like a sophisticated way. And you're coming with gentle and you're coming with kindness. But there's just some things that you're not willing to sacrifice anymore. And ultimately, it's sacrificing yourself for the happiness of others. Because it's kind of like, when is it my time to be happy? Like, shit, if I needed something from you, would you be there? And more than likely, the main thing, because people like that, they're just take, and never give. Like if your car broke down, you needed a fucking ride to the store or whatever, because maybe you didn't feel good or you couldn't leave the house because your kids are sick. Would they pick up medicine and drop it off to your house if you ask them to? More than likely, I'm going to tell you the answer is no, because I see it. And so that's no longer what you're willing to put up with, because it's a one-sided friendship. It's a one-sided relationship. It's a one-sided something. It's a one-sided, like any type of relationship. And that's something that you're no longer willing to do because you see the truth. And it's like, you're getting your justice, right? And your justice is going to be, the sun's going to bring in like your success and your joy and your happiness. And no longer, people aren't going to be walking all over you because you're doing it from a kind way. This is bringing harmony into your life. And this is going to bring like new inspirational feelings, like a feeling of being rejuvenated and like refreshed. It's like, I heard a cold drink of water on a hot summer day. It's like that. Like you're so hot and you're sweating and you're worn out and you're doing stuff outside, and you get like that ice cold drink of water, and it's just like, it tastes so good. That's what your life is right now. It's like, you're like, man, that tastes good. And then before long, it's like this wish fulfillment of wishes is coming in, but right now it's still in limbo because you're still in the learning process. But I feel that you've come over that hump of sitting there and suffering in silence, like always bending over backwards somebody else, but in return, like it's making you miserable. It's running you freaking ragged. Like you can't, I see you running in a circle and I see a dog chasing his tail. You chase your tail, you're not getting anywhere. You're just making yourself tired running in circles. You're not going anywhere, and you're no longer willing to do that. So it's like you're learning how to stand your ground. And I feel that you are, but this is a process that you're still tweaking and you're still learning, but I feel that you've made great strides here, right? And so just like you're following your intuition and you're working hard at this. Like I feel like this new sense of like kind of creative ability is going to be brought out to you. And I also see like there's something also growing in the bushes. There's something growing in the background. It's kind of like you see the beauty in things that you used to not see because they're showing out from you now. Because if you're not running ragged for everybody else, you can see the beauty in your life and little things that you never really noticed before. Even if it's like a funny thing that your kid does all the time, that you might have been so mentally spent that you never even recognized it. And you're like, dude, that's so cute. Just like the small joyous things, right? And I feel like, a happy surprise is coming into you. I feel like, you are a sensitive person. You're also a dreamer, but I feel that there's something in your dream that you're working toward, and it's going to be coming through. Just stay in the emperor mentality, like stand your ground, stand in your authority, right? Keep being ambitious and add that structure. Keep working on that structure within your life, because it's like now you see the big picture. So you're working on overcoming those challenges and you're developing in yourself into like this wise leader, right? Like leader among men is what I just heard. And that's also going to bring you into building with new people and new teamwork. You're going to have new collaborations. Like something new is coming out of this. I feel like you're building a new team of people around you because you're learning how to cut off the old ones, no matter how long you've known them. If they're toxic, and you're no longer going to tolerate it. So, I mean, you can be nice and you don't necessarily have to say, oh, we're not friends anymore. But you distance yourself and you slowly stop talking to them. They ask if you want to go out. No, I'm sorry, I'm busy, but thanks for the offer. And you slowly just stop hanging out with them. You know what I mean? Don't talk to them, like you don't reach out to them. And more likely people like this, they might reach out to you once or twice, but more than likely I see you being the main one to reach out to keep that friendship lines. The only time they reach out to you is whenever they want some shit, but you're sick of it. And I feel like you're learning how to stand your ground, because we had that again. You're being resilient and you have your grit about yourself because you now want to be secure. It's like you're being practical, right? And you want to be comfortable within your own self and your own life. You're doing your due diligence, and you have high standards now for the people that surround you. It's like you're no longer putting up with the bullshit that you did before. You're no longer going to put up with the conflicting energy that's around you, because you want to be able to grow new relationships, grow new business partners, like enjoying really the beauty around you and nurturing that as your own. And that's what I have for you, Davy, because it's the beginning of a whole new cycle, a whole new you. Yeah, I dig it. But that's what I have for you now. So now we're going to go to Elizabeth. Hey, TT. Aw. They're an X for a reason. That's a blessing in disguise, baby. Blessing in disguise. I heard the song, Hit the Road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. No more, no more, no more. Yeah, a lot of times, especially with exes, I mean, if you really love somebody, especially like a long-term relationship, whenever you break up with somebody, it's like you can't be friends with them until you have finished the healing process, because all that is going to make your healing process take longer. I mean, maybe later on down the road, it could be years down the road, that might be able to happen, but it's like you don't have to be ugly to each other or anything like that. You can just explain the situation, like, I can't be friends with you right now because I'm still going through this healing process. Like, it's no hard feelings, but I have to finish healing before I'm able to have you in my space, because you need to keep yourself safe. And then if you're not completely healed, then that's going to keep you emotionally tied. And those emotional ties are going to make it even take longer. Or maybe you won't be able to heal with having them in your space. But once you're truly healed and they are in your, like, down the road, it takes longer than a couple months, you know what I mean? Then that could be a possibility. But I feel that in order to completely heal, you have to distance yourself, especially from, and it doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but you have to give yourself time. All right. If anybody has any specific questions, you're welcome to Cashapp, $10, or Venmo, or PayPal, whatever floats your boat. And then I will get that. And then generals are free. So I'm working on my Elizabeth. We're getting all these mixed up. Elizabeth, do you have allergies that have been acting up? Because I feel like my throat's itchy, but like it goes up on my ear and it's really weird. But it's only on one side. Or maybe like you have something to say and you haven't been saying it. But I feel like it's kind of allergies. TT, are you wanting a personal love? Do you want me to add you to the list? Could be. Because that's like the second, like, the other part I got out of it. It's not fully, but it's like something that you're itching to get out, but you're just not saying it. You're just not saying it. Well, let's not cuss people out. I'll third touch them though for you. No coming towards you. We don't want to bring on bad karma. Oh, you're welcome, Davey. Not today. You're welcome, TT. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Appreciate your support. I said that song by Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. It's very random. Let's get it on. This is going to be X-rated, but maybe you need to release some energy, Elizabeth. And that would be very healthy for you and your balance. And to stay balanced within yourself. Maybe that's where you kind of need to release that energy so you don't cuss people out. Yeah, that might help. Just saying. You need to have a date night with Bob. Not to be rude, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but sometimes Bob's great. No bullshit. You don't have to listen to nobody bitch or argue. Just and then put it up. Go to sleep. Have a glass of wine after. I mean, I'm just saying. I love Elizabeth. All right. I don't remember. Let's do this one more time. And we're going to clear the energy. I feel like I need to pull one of these. I'm going to clear the energy first. It's my Moonology cards. I love them. Yeah, never go back to an ex. If they're ex, they're ex for a reason. You need to clear them out of your space because all it is giving yourself like a yo-yo effect, It's trapping you in their energy because that interchange of energy is going to take you like 3 times as long to get over them. I feel like you need to cut off communication, but not in a rude way. You might even let them know, it's not against you, but I need to heal, and this isn't going to happen because it's like they stringed you along, or even like it kind of like you strings them along. It keeps you guys intertwined, and if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. So I mean, you can't move on. Sorry, my kids, hold on. If you're still intertwined in that energy. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, I'm doing live, so.
Front door.
Yeah. I'm on.
Okay, but I cracked the light.
Okay, so what's broken on it?
Because the wheel was broken.
Oh, I'll just tighten a bolt. It'll be fine. How'd you crash your butt?
I was looking at, and then the wrong place with the gate.
Yeah, over on the bridge.
No, not that one, like the one behind the bridge. And then I fell off, and then couldn't, I kind of like that.
Okay. Was it your steering wheel that was lopsided?
I fixed it.
Like in the front?
Yes,
Yeah, that's the steering wheel.
I fixed it.
That's okay. I'll tighten the bolt in a little while. Remind me though, if I forget. I'm back. Okay. Oh yeah, you mean the obsidian? All right, I feel like I need to pull one of these. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. That's awesome. Time to give rather than take. So we're gonna put that as your overall energy because I don't know why I felt drawn to pull that, but I feel that it was needed. What is it? We'll put it up. Just put it over here. That way you don't make a mess with it in some sort of a way that.
Okay, to get back in the shower.
Well, you know, you'll make a mess some way. Spiritual union. What? Just shoot me an email. I'll send you some. And then we have emotional withdrawal came out sideways. I feel that you're coming out of that. Or maybe you're going into it. But I feel like you're coming out of it. I feel like you need to take a spiritual bath because we also have accelerated motion, but it was in the reverse. I feel like there's possibly like a stalemate around you that keeps tugging at your energy. Because maybe it's like Cupid's arrow. But you need to stand your ground in your own authority and don't fall into temptations. And then we have hope. Like I feel this person's feeding you into hope that it's going to be harmonious, but it's not, right? But I feel like you're going to be triumphant in cutting this off. What do we have for Elizabeth? We have Ace of Wands sideways. You need to stand in your own willpower. I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of spiritual union that it's like, I don't know, something like you want it or you want a spiritual union. You want like a relationship. But at the same time, it's kind of like whatever this is coming towards you that you're kind of withdrawal from, it's like you have no energy to put forward. It's like there's no passion. You're bored with it and you're tired of hearing it. It's like it's not going anywhere. There's no forward motion with it. So it's kind of like, why are you bugging me, right? Because we have the Chariot sideways. Both of those are sideways. And you have also emotional withdrawal sideways. It's kind of like you know what direction you're going in and you're using your self-control and discipline, or you need to, and not fall into like somebody smoozing you, like they know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it type of shit. Like kind of feeding you a fantasy that's not really there. We have Page of Coins here, ambition. It's like somebody's really ambitious, but I feel like you have a desire to go a different direction. But somebody has a lot of like emotional baggage. Like they have a lot of unresolved issues, right? Or somebody, hopefully this isn't you, but resisting the transition to come through, right? Because this isn't going to go anywhere. So it's kind of like beating a dead horse. You need to stand in your own authority, right? You need to not fall into the temptations because somebody wants to feed you full of hope that's not really there. Who is this, Elizabeth? And then we also have the Queen of Swords. It was sideways. I feel like, you know, somebody is really selfish, right? It's like you're really passionate and you're courageous and you know what you want. You're standing your authority, right? You're having self-control and you're moving forward, or you need to, right? I feel like you're doing your due diligence. But it's the thing is, like, somebody else that's like around you is really kind of like selfish. They don't know what they're doing or where they're going, right? They have no freaking discipline whatsoever. But I feel that, it's like you can go like where your passion is, or you can be jealous, but there's no reason to be jealous. I feel like you need to change an environment somehow is what I just seen, because I saw a scenery and just kind of like flip the script. Maybe you need to flip the script on some people and like, because that's what's going to bring in the sun. And that's the happiest card, right? It's going to bring in prosperity. It's going to bring in wealth. It's going to bring in joy. It's going to make you successful. Like standing in your own power. I feel like maybe you're coming out of being emotionally withdrawn from everyone, but yet luck is on your side. So I feel like you're rebalancing that energy that wasn't going anywhere. And I feel like you're using your own, like you're being inspired by something. You're wanting to create like a whole kind of like a whole new you, like a whole new environment, because the other one you were bored in, right? And the other one is kind of like, you may at one time kind of lack discipline or whatever, but now you're really controlled and you know what you want. You want to be successful. And this is giving you desire to go a different direction, right? It's like you're now doing your due diligence instead of jumping into something hastily. I feel that somebody has like some, unresolved issues that they need to work on. Somebody is like kind of like resisting change, or maybe if you're resisting change, you need to stop resisting because luck is on your side. Right? I feel like you need to keep being determined and follow what brings you passion. I feel like you need to have an equal balance of like determination and also selflessness. Don't fall into your insecurities and cross my legs, or don't let people what they say out of because they're heartbroken, like they want to feed you full of hope, but then they want to cut you down all at once, right? Don't listen to what people say when they say stuff because they're upset. We have the King of Wands sideways. It's like, don't be impulsive and lash out. You need to look at the big picture and overcome like the challenges of that. It's like the challenge is not to like cuss somebody out because they want to say something because they're reacting out of emotions. It's like finding that stable ground, right? It's like being a leader in your own life and over your emotions, and not letting people change your emotions off of what they say, like because they might be trying to make you feel insecure. I feel like you are being guided. You just need to work on not being like impulsive. Which, I mean, we're all guilty of telling somebody where to shove it and how to shove it. I just heard, I want to shove my foot up your ass so far and be sucking on your toes.
Front door.
That was me. Somebody might have showed up at your doorstep uninvited. Just don't answer the door. They can talk to the door because they weren't invited. So if people show up when they weren't invited, they're not welcome. You don't have to answer the door, my love, especially if it's going to make you feel some type of way, put you in the mood. I feel that you're ready to you're being fearless and you're ready to have a new adventure in your life and take action and move forward here with the Knight of Wands. But I feel like you're taking action on taking control of your own emotions and not letting other people change the way you're feeling due to them lashing out. People lash out in order to get a reaction. If you don't give them that reaction, then they'll leave you the fuck alone because they're not getting what they want. I heard you need to mute your phone. That way you don't have to hear the bullshit, right? So if you mute, go blow your nose. If you mute your phone, then you won't know what they answered, or just block them. I mean, even if it's family that's pissing you off, then just mute it. Don't open the text message. That's what I do, especially if it's my kid's dad and he's pissing me off because we get along great, but sometimes he just like wears me the fuck out, right? And so eventually I'm like, dude, I'm not going to argue with you. Like, this is how it is. And I'll leave it at that. And he'll send me long paragraphs, like, blah, 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 blah. And I know if I read it, it's going to make me feel some type of way. It's going to piss me off. And I choose not to be pissed off and have my peace disturbed. So maybe you just need to not open the message, because if you know it's going to disturb your peace, don't read it. Because we have the 9 of Wands and 3 of Cups, and they're both sideways, right? I feel like maybe you're engulfing yourself, and it might be work related. Like you're just really kind of like obsessed with working on something, but you're coming out of that. You're ready to reap the fruits of your labor, right? I feel like you're going to build new friendships and you're going to be really happy. But at the same time, just make sure that you're not gossiping and don't isolate yourself. Like, don't isolate yourself with one group of friends, especially if those friends are really gossiping. And they like to talk a lot of mess, or they want to know, oh, girl, what's the scoop? Give me the tea. Yada, 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 yada. Because that's all that's going to do is nothing for you, right? That's going to do nothing. All it's going to do is keep you trapped in the environment and going through this stuff. And all they do is they want something to gossip about. So they want to talk about your shit and what you're going through, or what happened, or has he called you? You need to release that and not talk to them about that, because that's not their business. Kind of like not your monkey, not your circus. Release that and then release some of this tension, because sometimes even when we're trying to get over stuff, we have this crap that goes on, right? But you also have those people that feed on drama and they need it, right? So in return, they're creating drama in your life because they're feeding that intention that's already going on. So you don't want somebody to feed that within your life. So just don't. When people are kind of asking you what's going on with this or what's going on with that, especially if it's in a personal relationship, don't tell them that's what happened to you. Because this is what's going to make you free, right? You're going to feel excited. You're going to feel free to move about the country. That's what I just heard, right? Just keep doing your due diligence, right? Don't let people in on what it is that you're doing, because honestly, if it's not their monkeys, not their circus, right? And this is going to bring in like the 10 of points. One, especially if it's at work, it's going to bring you in more money, because not everybody needs to know every move you make, but you still need to keep open lines of communication and keep that, teamwork type mentality. But at the same time, not everybody needs to know every move you make, especially depending on the job that you do. You don't want people to take your ideas, or possibly even clients. I feel that somebody's going to come in that's going to be bringing in money, right? I feel maybe it's an inheritance or accumulation of money that you're able to restore. And I feel that cutting out this stuck energy that was around you, you're going to find that if you don't go out and spend your money in places that you don't need to, maybe if this person is in places that you used to go, don't go to those places, and you're going to end up saving more money. You're going to realize, wow, I sure do have a lot more freaking money by not going there. And also your peace isn't going to be disturbed either. So yeah, get rid of gossipy people. That way, when you leave home, you don't have to leave home. You can go and have fun, and you're not going to be in conflict. Open yourself up for new opportunities. That way more prosperity can come in. Go on a new adventure. Meet some new people. Maybe you need to clean out your circle if it's full of gossipy people that always want to be in your business, especially if it's not their own. That's what I have for you, my Elizabeth. I just heard my trash bins. I think my other spawn might be here. There's my other spawn. You're welcome, Elizabeth. What's going on? I want to know what the comments say. Everything was coming in sideways. It's like that, transitional type energy. It's like you're this way or you're this way. Or maybe it's like the place that there needs to be changed, right? Especially if something's leaving you stuck. It's kind of like maybe you need to withdraw and like analyze things for a moment. That way what is like, if the energy isn't moving forward, then why stay in it? It's stagnant, right? So especially with people, like if people don't make you greater and they're just really gossipy, or they do the same shit all the time and there's no growth in them and there's never anything new or anything exciting, it's the same old shit, same old drama all the time. It's kind of like same old thing, different person, but it's stagnant. So, I mean, sometimes you need to cut off things that keep you stuck, you know? Cut off places that keep you stuck. Hello.
Front door.
Hey, Vaughn. Yeah, I am. Maybe that's a sense of freedom coming in. Like once you change the places that you go, you realize that maybe going to a higher caliber place, you meet higher caliber people, better people and people that are more, in tune with oneself and have their shit together. I mean, if you go somewhere and that place isn't a high caliber place, then a lot of people don't have their shit together. So therefore, you're going to meet the same type of person. Or the same type of energy, it's like it doesn't change. There's no forward movement. Yes. Huh? Yeah. Is that one yours?
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Get these nice and mixed up. All right, here we have next. I have Raven. Raven. As heard lies. Don't fall into false hope, Miss Elizabeth. Because luck is on your side. I feel like when you do this, it's going to be like you're going to find luck in every situation of your life. I feel like your friendship, you're going to have better friendships. I feel like you might even find the person that's meant for you and you change the places that you go and to have better quality, higher vibrational people and atmospheres around you. Yeah. Where's your one? I don't know. Vaughn, are you wanting to read, love? If you have specific questions, they're $10 via Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. I have my Cash App up there, but everything else is in the description. If you have something specifically that you're wanting to know. Other than that, like just general reads are free. All right, let's clear the energy. There it is, right in front of my face. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Somebody might say that to you or used to say that to you in the past, Miss Raven. For a snake, it would have bit me. It's kind of an old saying. Let's clear out this energy. Can't breathe. Okay. Yes, ma'am, Elizabeth. Me too. All right, hold on. All right. And after Raven, it will be Unique Butterfly. Oh my gosh. That was a lot of smoke that just went into my eyeballs. I'm blinded. All right. What do we have for Raven? We have positive movement forward, but it came out in the reverse for some reason. We have stand your ground. Holy moly. Suffering in silence was sideways. And the material harvest is sideways. But on the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress, like fertility, and also recognition and reward in your base chakra, your solar plexus chakra. I feel like you need to clear out your chakras. Maybe take spiritual baths. I keep having a headache. Maybe you need to get your eyes checked. But it's right here also. So that also indicates me like you need to clear out your chakras. And also like my neck is like tired for some reason. I feel like there's something that you're working on, something that is going to be fruitful and fertile. Let's see what that is. Let me elaborate here. I feel like maybe you feel like you're stuck, like you're not moving forward, but maybe that's because you need to stand your ground in something and speak your truth. I feel like suffering in silence was sideways. So it's like maybe you're going into it or coming out of it, but it's like I feel like it has possibly to do with like material, like maybe you need to ask for help because there's people around you that might be able to help you with whatever this is. But I feel like there's something coming in that's going to get you out of this situation that you're in. But you need to learn how to stand up for yourself or stand your ground within a situation. We have the Chariot. So there is something that you're moving forward in, and it's going to be very successful. That wanted to come out. And then we also have the Fool. And then we have the Five of Wands. And then we also have the Page of Coins, but it's in reverse. We have the Ace of Swords. And then sideways, we have the King of Coins. This is making my phone go funky as the cards hits it. It's like pulling up the stuff up. Do you want to block or delete? Maybe you need to block or delete some things out of your life. I just heard cut the crap. Maybe you need to cut out the crap in your life. I don't know what that pertains to. You'll know what it pertains to. We have the World. It is in reverse. But then we have the Two of Coins. I see. Okay, Raven. Raven, Raven, Raven. All right, let me get this set out. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. I feel like you feel that something's not moving forward, right? But I also feel that it is. I feel like you need to learn how to have some self-control and some discipline, and that's how success is going to come into you. I just heard enjoy the wonders of the world, enjoy the innocence and the things in your life, but also don't be a fool. Like there's a sense of innocence about you, but at the same time, there's some things that you need to realize like you're not in competition with other people. You need to cut out the conflict in your reality. And some things kind of like maybe there's something you want material harvest, right? Like you're working on your money, but at the same time, you can't be lazy, like a lack of commitment. Those goals that you set, you need to stay committed to them. But I feel like you're going to have a complete breakthrough, right? Like you're going to have clarity within this situation. And I feel that clarity is going to be coming in quick. And then you're going to see like the movement. You're going to see yourself start moving, because once you stand your ground with what it is that you're planning on doing or what it is that you want, and you embrace the wonder of it, but you don't expect things without really committing to it, it's kind of like you're cutting out. It's like sometimes you have to cut out like indulging in something so you can be prosperous in others and be like a good provider for yourself or possibly for others. It's like an abundance is going to come into you, but it's kind of like you can't indulge in certain things, or maybe the things that you like to do, you need to minimize, like kind of like creating a budget is what I'm seeing. So you can delegate your funds appropriately and set aside what it is that you need to. I feel like you need to listen to yourself because you know what to do. And you're being guided, but don't be conflicted within yourself and don't be in competition with others, because you're the only person you should be in competition with is yourself. And only that is if it is for the betterment of you. Because I see like there's something like you feel like it's empty, like you need closure of some sort. You're leaving something incomplete. But this is going to come in whenever you realize that you have balance. I feel like you might be going through a tower moment, but that tower is to teach you how to adapt to things and how to prioritize here. You need to like make a list of your priorities and what you have, like kind of like, like a budget, like delegate things out. Like, here's my have tos. This is what I have to spend. And this is what I want. Here's my ultimate goal. How do I get to this goal? It's kind of like setting up your own business plan, but it's like within your financial self. Because no, you don't really need a financial advisor if you write it out, but you have to stick to the course. And that's what's going to bring in like this fruitfulness. That's what's going to make things grow, right? And you're going to recognize the reward that's going to come in. And that reward is going to be the balance within yourself and the getting you to your goal in this like material gain that you're wanting, getting you the things that you want, right? But I do feel like, you'll have more balance once you clear out your chakras. Like you need to be patient and you need to set out a plan for yourself, because it's kind of like you need to looking at the big picture. Like you're having challenges, right? But it's kind of like you're balancing out your emotions of what you want versus your head of, okay, well, this is what's logical. It's like getting that nice and balanced out. That way you can see the big pictures and doing your due diligence and kind of like raising your standards for yourself on what it is that you need to do. Like don't fall into the materialism of everything, right? Don't fall into that devil energy. It's like, it's cool. Like you can still be playful and you can still have fun. But at the same time, don't overindulge in material things, like especially things that maybe you want it, but you can't really afford it, but you go ahead and get it anyways, because a lot of people do that. But instead, that money is money that you can save and invest in other things, like put it aside, because the material harvest is going to always like, it's going to come in. But right now, it's kind of like you're stacking your coins, and that's a process that you need to take, and you need to stand strong within it, right? Because I feel like once you stop being impulsive and you stay strong within this, that you're going to see like show yourself some compassion and stay calm, but you're going to be comforted in the area that's around you. And a lot of these burdens are going to be released and you're going to feel accomplished. Like that's what's going to set in this luxury lifestyle, right? Because you're young, right? And when we're young, it's kind of like we do foolish things and we spend our money in foolish ways, right? But I mean, even though like it's fun, but where is it getting us? So it's like if we set a goal and a plan now, then like we can be where we want to be and like break these bonds that are around us and overcome challenges and be like, maybe you'll be the first millionaire in your family. I mean, that's just an example, but it gives you like, you're going to be satisfied. It's going to bring you like emotional stability. It's going to bring in those luxurious things that you're wanting. I feel that you also need to, just after that, like kind of rest, contemplate, figure everything out, take your time, be patient, plan it out. What is it that you want? And then stand strong within your plan and don't give into it, because that's kind of like you're going to build with yourself and build with your family. It's going to release the stress that's upon you, and you're going to see like the money start adding up and your savings start adding up, but you have to be strong and not touching it. It's like you're being like the fruits of your labor are going to pay off. It's going to be rewarded, right? And I feel that this is going to be very like healing for you. I feel like you're kind of like healing your inner child, but I also feel like you need to stand strong in your willpower and whatever it is that you're creating, and you need to master it and master yourself. And then like cut off and make those difficult choices that you need to do, but stand firm in it, because that's what's going to bring in your justice and standing in your truth and what it is that you know. Because I feel like you already know what you need to do. But it's like this card's also justice is like clarity, and the Ace of Swords is clarity. You need to be clear on what it is that you want, and you need to stick to it and not let people make you feel bad or spend your money in ways that you're not supposed to, right? It's like some people we have around us are charity cases, right? And sometimes it's kind of like it's okay to hold on to your money or not to go, like especially if like you go out and then every time you go out you're always end up paying for somebody else, because that's the reason why they want to go out. You need to not go out. You need to save your money, because that's a lot of money that you can be saving and putting back in your bank, right? Because this is what's gonna bring in the Wheel of Fortune is gonna bring in a new world. It's divinely guided, because under that you have the Empress. It's like, again, you have the Empress twice. So that's like you're nurturing something, you're growing something, it's guided by spirit, and under that, it's like opportunities, it's prosperity, it's a new adventure. So everything's prosperous, right? You have a whole new beginning with the Wheel of Fortune. It's your fate, it's your karma. All you have to do is stand strong in what it is that you're growing. Because the thing is, like you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, and the Ace of Coins. You're going to have a whole new life that you can never even dream of happening. It's just make sure that you don't keep yourself trapped. By other people around you, or not sticking to your goals, or, you know what I mean? It's like just really stand strong and keep moving forward in that self-control and that discipline, because that's where your success is going to come in. Don't, not stick to your goals or feel incomplete. Don't let your bank get empty for other people. You just need to, create that balance within your life and prioritize and then adapt to it. That's what I have for you. Raven. All right, so let me get this all mixed up. I saw that song by Elvis, More Shook Up. Ooh, hey, yeah, I'm all shook up. Maybe it'll be a little shaky doing it at first, but eventually you'll adapt. And it'll just be like a way of life to you, and it'll create these new fortunes and like ways to invest in other things from what you never would have thought of before. It's like spending your money on something that you can gain money from, like investing in the correct things instead of just throwing it away and never seeing it again. Oh, you're welcome, Raven. They gave me goosebumps. I guess this confirmation, because I got goosebumps on my knees. You just need to follow your own path and walk in your direction. All right, now we have Unique Butterfly. All right, well, those are nice and mixed up. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Well, that might be significant to you, Raven. But not like in a rude way, like you're just gonna like trample over somebody. But maybe it's like you're gonna surpass the people that are still gonna be stuck in the same rut in the future, financially. Fawn, are you wanting to read, love? That mixed up. Thank you, Davey, for helping me out. I appreciate you guys being here. It makes me happy. I just heard, Raven, like whenever you get your income tax, instead of blowing it, like I heard buying a bag, save that money and find something to invest it in to where it'll gain money versus spending it. Like take care of the things that you need to take care of course, like bills or paying stuff up or, you know what I mean? Giving yourself some cushion. But then like have a little in the like in the bank, but maybe a little in savings, like emergency money. But then also like maybe you need to invest in something. You know, the stock market is crap right now, but find something that's a sure thing to kind of invest your money in that will grow your money. It doesn't have to be a lot, start a little bit, you know what I mean? And that little bit over the years will grow. I mean, it's a good start if you don't already have anything that you're invested in, you know, like a starting point. And then you can grow a portfolio, and when things change of that nature, invest your money in other things. Maybe have somebody that like get a like financial advisor to invest in some things. But you know, it's just something. All right. Let's me clear the energy, and then we'll go on to unique butterfly. All right. Hold on one second. Ah! My homemade bleep. All right, unique butterfly. I feel like I need to pull a Moonology card for you. And thank you guys to everyone that's donated. I truly do appreciate you guys. It is a blessing, and I appreciate it. Let me move this lighter out of the way. All right, unique butterfly. What do we have for you? Oh, you got two cards. answers you need are coming, and be bold and make the first move. So that's what I have for you. Full moon in Gemini and also the cardinal moon. Unique butterfly. I feel like that wanted to come out. New beginnings. Patience with sideways. And then we also have conflict and defeat. And then the waiting game. I feel that new beginnings are coming to you. There's answers coming to you that you've been praying for, right? I feel like you need to be more bold in your presence. Don't give up is what I just heard. I feel like you're tired of, like, your patience are running thin. And this is kind of like you're conflicted because you feel defeated, but yet you don't, right? It's like you feel like you're walking in circles, but in reality, you're not. I heard you're just getting your exercise. It's kind of like you're becoming strong, because there's like a fruitful tree that's growing. It's kind of like the tree of life. Maybe you're creating a whole new life. You just have to open your eyes to see it. But just continue being patient, because I feel like it's kind of like you're like, like you're trying to be patient, but at the same time, sometimes it's kind of like you feel defeated, which I feel that we all get that way eventually. But I feel like you're going to make new partnerships and alliances that are coming in. Just stand strong, because what's in the dark will come to light. I feel like you're seeing the things that you need to work on, and I feel like your intuition is growing. You're becoming aware of the things around you, because at the same time you're kind of bored and mentally conflicted, but you're going to have a lot of choices and decisions to make that's going to be coming in. I feel like that's what you're going through right now. There's a lot of choices. Like, you don't want to make the wrong choice, but this is, I feel like you're growing in your spiritual walk, but you're also going to be growing in your material harvest. So don't let your heart be sad, because what you want is coming in. Sometimes you can't wait for things to come in. You have to go out there and get it. Stand your ground. You're resilient, so be that way. I feel that maybe you need to rest a little bit, because I feel like you're exhausted. I feel this also could be like mental exhaustion. And then we also have, I feel like you need to kind of like calm down and rest. You might be being kind of moody with the Knight of Cups in reverse, but I also feel like you have this whole new kind of fantasy that you want. But it's not a fantasy in a bad way, like living in a fantasy world. It's kind of like, you know what you want. You're not going to settle for less. I feel that you need to keep looking ahead, that you're moving forward in a positive direction to success in this thing that you're working on, that you're looking forward to. I feel that there's going to be a rapid growth that's going to hit you like that. And you're going to be expanding here with the Three of Wands. I feel like the sun's coming up, like you're going to see the sun on the horizon. Like I said, what's in the light's going to come to dark. I just heard the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow you're going to have victory and success in what this is that you're working on, what it is that you're creating. I feel it's going to be in the public eye. Maybe it's a channel, or maybe it's something, some new kind of creation with, I heard, helping others. But it's going to be very successful in what this is that you're working on. I feel like it's kind of like a whole new world. But just be patient. Don't let your impatience make you moody, because it's not coming in when you want it. It's going to come in when it's supposed to. But I feel once it does come in, it's like you kind of just need to be successful. Like, you're going to be very successful in it. So don't be conflicted within yourself and feel defeated. It's like right now, it's kind of like a test. Like, you're still walking. The reason why you're walking is because you're growing in strength. Everything is growing and coming together, right? So don't panic or think that you need to slow down. Just keep on moving forward and make those quick decisions that you need to make in order to make this thing grow that you're working on. I feel that maybe you need to speak to some people, or maybe you're meeting new people, and these alliances are going to bring in a great new fortune for you. Stick with your wisdom and your intuition that you know. Keep cultivating your subconscious. don't be secretive, or maybe you need to be secretive on what this is until it expands, or maybe there's something having to do with like, don't lose yourself going after the things that you want. This is making you the strong, like it's growing your strength and where you need to grow. It's growing that wisdom and that intuition that you need for this journey. Because we also have the Two of Wands. It's like you're going to be moving forward. You might be moving in general, but you're making the plans, you're making those decisions that are going to be prosperous. And those decisions, you're going to have a lot of decisions coming up. It's like you're going to be waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're looking ahead and you see the sun come out. The sun comes out tomorrow and then boom, you're going to have this expansion, right? Maybe it's spirits expansion. Maybe it's a whole new realm. I heard like fifth dimension, like a whole new astro travel type thing that brings you on to having this. Like after that, it's like boom. All of a sudden you have all these decisions you have to make right now. And everything that you've been planning is going to move so quickly. And it's going to be amazing because it's going to be super successful. But I feel that other people are going to recognize it, right? I feel that you're like coming out of like resisting this transition. And I feel that you're going to be moving on and leaving things behind. But don't resist the transition if you are, because this is all a part of growing you. It's making you strong. Like it's spiritually working you out. It's spiritually starts with an I, intuition building. It's like, whenever you work out in the gym, right? Instead of working out in the gym, you're working out in like the spiritual realm, right? And it's growing that wisdom. It's like making it super freaking strong. I just heard that thing. I got a sexy body. You're making your spirituality sexy. And it's going to guide you into like this whole new spiritual now. It's like you're going to be really successful in whatever this is. It's going to bring in a lot of material gain is what I just heard. But it's just this patience. Don't get irritated because it's not coming in as quick as you want. But you do need to stand within yourself. Be bold. Take the moves that you need to make. Don't worry what people think, because what you want, it is coming. And those answers that you need, that you've been waiting for, maybe it's like business moves, right? Because I heard I make money moves. Maybe you're making money moves, and those ways, and that's what the waiting game is because you don't know which way to go. Like you're unsure of it. Just keep maintaining control and keep your perseverance throughout this, right? Keep yourself confident and strong, because this is the end of the cycle is going to be, you're going to have a change, and this change is going to come in, and this change is going to come in very quickly, right? So don't be conflicted. You're going to be celebrating here with the sun. It's going to come in, right? Just work on those things that are unseen and work on your subconscious healing and like redirecting that subconscious, those thoughts that might be kind of like picking away at you. Because what I see here is the Queen of Coins, right? You're going to be super secure. You're going to be super comfortable. Just kind of be practical in things that you do because those answers are coming into you, right? It's like you want to set like a legacy. Like there's traditions that are coming in, but this is also like, it's like the Hierophant. It's kind of like the priest. It's really spiritually strong. I feel like that's what this whole waiting game and being kind of conflicted and the patience being sideways. This is the transformation of that new beginning that's starting, so that everything can move in quick. It's like it's getting you ready, right? It's like pumping that iron and building up your spiritual muscles, right? So that way it's like you can take actions and not be impulsive towards this, right? Because there's so much that's coming in. Yeah, you just need to release those old feelings. This is the Hangman. I feel like there's something like you feel like you might be sacrificing, or you feel like you might be stuck. But the thing is, you're not stuck. You're being, worked out. I feel like you have a lot of choices, kind of like the lesser of two evils. Don't go with the lesser of two evils. Just cut that shit off, because even though it's a lesser evil, it's still fucking evil and it has to go. So whatever's not serving you, cut that shit off. And that's where your answers are going to come in, because that's going to bring in, like, you're going to overcome these challenges, right? You just need to take a whole, like, sit back, breathe, and look at the bigger picture. Like, look at the whole picture and everything that is, without judgment, without opinion, without anything on your life. It's kind of like the outside looking in on your life. And what advice would you give to, if you weren't yourself, would you give to somebody else? And follow that advice, right? Just don't be not impossible. Maybe you have like impossible expectations in yourself that you need to release, but I feel that it's just because, like, you're a leader and you have to be the leader, but sometimes you have to take your own advice, is what I just heard. And also I heard, don't listen to some of the advice that others give you. You may not need to listen to, because somebody always don't have, like, your intentions, like, true to heart, if that makes sense. Like, they don't have good intentions towards you. So sometimes you just need to sit and meditate, and the conclusions will come, that the steps that you need to go, because it's coming in. Take control. Be bold within yourself and your own personality. Put yourself out there. That's what I just heard. Because that's what's going to shift this foundation into this success. And you're going to have, like, prosperity and abundance is going to come in, right? Like, you're going to have all that you want. Just stand strong. Like, maybe it's a new house. Maybe it's just money, right? It's like you're going to be the top of the food chain, is what I just heard, and have this come in. And then you won't have, like, you'll be taking on more responsibility, but you're going to feel very accomplished, and you're going to be accomplishing it. And it's not going to be burdens. It's like you've overcome all the, it's like this sense of ambition that you have, and you've, like, overcome it. It's like you're picking up the pieces and cutting off all the bullshit. And I feel that it's going to have an overwhelming sense of security for you, and that you're going to be celebrating. And that's what I have for you, unique butterfly. So, your energy. I love it. All right. So I think that's it. I think we have everybody. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to get these cards cleaned up. And if there's anybody else in the room that would like a read, let me know real quick while I shuffle up these cards. And then I will get you guys done. I appreciate you, Davey. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Lisbeth. I appreciate you. Thank you, Raven. Or sometimes we can be fickle about things, right? But sometimes you just need to quit being so picky and just roll with it. All right, you know what you need to do, so just do it. Stand in your power and go. That's a good read, unique butterfly. I dig it. We have now been reading 232. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys. Please, if you haven't already, hit that like button. I might be back tomorrow for more live reads. Just let me know what you want in the comments. And yeah, until next time, I appreciate all you guys. And I thank you guys for being here. It was truly an honor to read for you. I look forward to doing it again. So until next time, I love you guys. Many blessings to you. Happy Valentine's Day. And you guys enjoy your evening. Stay blessed, stay fabulous, stay epic. And I'll see you soon, my beautiful ocean gems. Bye.